Okay. Again, just trying to process through trauma in January. It was Saturday before Super Bowl. It was the 31st of January that year. And he was extremely weak. Had not eaten for probably almost 2 days. Wasn't wanting to drink anything. I had gotten him into his wheelchair and couldn't get him back into bed. Needed to call his sons over to help. His children, my stepkids, that family is a totally other side to the story. But needless to say, I was not receiving a lot of help from them. They would come over and be with him and spend time with him during the day when I was at work. I found this out later, but as far as support from me, that was non-existent. So they were pretty delayed in wanting to come over to help. I don't think they realized just how desperate we were to get him back into bed. We ended up calling the ambulance, and I had to convince his sons to allow me to do that because it just didn't feel right to me. So the ambulance came and took him. His T-cell numbers were extremely low. Things were really bad. And so they admitted him into the hospital that night. About midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, is when we finally got a room. The next day was Super Bowl. I didn't really give a shit because I'm not a football person or any kind of a sports person. But because they'd gotten fluids into him and that sort of thing, he was doing better. And I was feeling like, oh, we're gonna rally, we're gonna get him home. The grandkids came and saw him, family came and saw him, which was good because it was a good day. And I just remember the grandkids coming in to see him and his boys there, and it was finally a moment that I could step away. So I went down to the chapel to pray. He was Jewish. His children are Jewish. I'm Catholic. When one of the sons asked where I was going, I said I was going to the chapel, and I invited whomever else wished to come to join me, and they did not. I spent the next couple of days pretty much 24 hours in the hospital. I would go home at like 10 o'clock at night, be back before 7 o'clock in the morning. Things got really, really bad. And on Monday or Tuesday, his eyes were not tracking. They weren't moving back and forth. And he wasn't really communicating with me. And I was trying to get the doctors to understand what I was talking about. Again, he did have tumors. We had started Gamma Knife on his brain, on the tumors on his brain. So I kind of knocked it up to that and was thinking, we need to get him more Gamma Knife treatment. We need to get rid of these tumors. So Tuesday night, that's where things were. His eyes were not tracking. Things were not looking really good. And I think I'm going to stop there again.